What's up, Cavs fans? One final time here before the Cavaliers hit the road for Indianapolis for games 3 and 4 in their second round series. We know what's at stake. Down 2-0 in the series. They lost the first two at home. Not a lot of history that suggests teams pull this off, but the Cavaliers, I will say this, Spence, they felt like and seemed like they were in good spirits in terms of reconciling from what happened on Tuesday night, the heartbreaking loss, the way that they lost. And I think some of that comes with having 2 days off here to sort of get yourself back right mentally. But in the few instances where the door was kind of open from the media room into the courts, you could hear some laughing and go in a normal sort of practice setting where guys seemed like they were having pretty lighthearted conversations. And I did think like Ty Jerome and Dean Wade, who we talked to after practice, both seemed like they had the right attitudes and approach to things as well.
Most definitely. A measured tone, and I think a very professional tone, knowing the kind of adversity they're going through right now, that you can only stay together. You can't pull apart. That's the big part of this. And I think that knowing you're the top seed, knowing what you're capable of and what you have been capable of all season long, going on the road, it's just like playing another game. And I feel like with what they did for 46 to 47 minutes in that first game is definitely transferable to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and that's the physicality on both ends of the floor, as Dean Wade mentioned, making sure that they're not letting guys get to their spots, and then offensively being sure to get a body on guys so they can create second chance points and whatnot. But I thought the hearing from Ty Jerome was interesting, talking about how if you're not going through adversity, then you're not doing anything important, and it's very important to be able to get through the adversity with strength, because he's somebody that's done that at all three levels in his career, including, and I didn't even think about this, when he was upset by the 16 seed in the NCAA tournament at Virginia. So he seemed very, very calm.
And wasn't
that
the year before they won the championship? Didn't they win the championship the following year after that? So I thought that was a good line from Ty Jerome, and it is about staying together. I also think too, like if you're looking for reasons for hope and optimism, a team having that approach, being able to close the door on game 2 is so important this time of year in the playoffs to just kind of, and they talk about it, but talking about it and doing it are two different things, right? Like to actually compartmentalize each game at a time and not let one spill over into the other is a key thing that teams sort of they have to battle every single year this time of year. And so I think the Cavaliers are going about it the right way, which is good to see. We also need to share with you guys the injury update that Kenny Atkinson revealed. All three of Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter will be listed as questionable going into Game 3 on Friday. Spence, I don't know that – I think we felt like there was some optimism from Kenny after the game that like, hey, we need to get some guys back. And I think today it felt a little more ominous, like, okay, they really might be shorthanded yet again.
Yeah.
I love that word.
And I think it's just like there's less emotion involved, I guess, this time around because it's not as fresh on his mind. As you know, Kenny went on his rant pregame before Game 2 and really was upset. Today he reiterated his words, but a little bit more kind of scaled back, I would say. And I think that they're just prepared for it now. And I think that they also saw a style that potentially could work for them with one big and 4 shooters around them, and see what they can do, just kind of slowing the pace down. And again, staying locked in defensively with that physicality and making sure that they're keeping guys off their spots and denying the basketball. And obviously, got to be able to inbound the basketball as well.
Yeah. Well, we all know what's at stake. If the Cavaliers lose this one, no team has ever come back from down 3-0 in a series in the NBA. So they'll be putting their season very much on the brink here. They need one desperately in Indianapolis. We'll see if they can get the job done, and of course we'll be there to follow along with you every step of the way. The Cleveland Cavaliers on SI, both the YouTube channel and the website where you can find our written stuff. I wrote up a story quickly about the injury updates from Kenny Atkinson, what he had to say about those, so be sure to check that out among all of our other content over there.
I'm going.
That's right. Spence, we've teased it a bunch, but Spence will be there. So we'll have all kinds of stuff for you post-game from players and head coach Kenny Atkinson speaking afterwards, whatever the result may be. And, of course, another post-game report based off of whatever the result may be as well. So be sure to stay locked in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and keep on following along with all things Cleveland Cavaliers with the Cleveland Cavaliers on SI.